Okay, so this is part 2 of how to build your trig ratio calculator, or at least this way of doing it. We've created our dynamic triangle here, which can be varied either by grabbing this point here, changing none of the angles but simply the size of the shape, or by changing this dynamic variable there, thus changing the angles in the triangle. Having done that, we now need to measure and work with the sides. So the first thing I'm going to do is choose the distance and length measuring tool and hover carefully over the side I want to measure until it goes bold. And then I'm going to measure that side and then that side. Okay, so I've measured the 3 sides of my triangle. Now, to calculate with them, I'm going to use the insert text tool, which is rather clever. It allows some dynamic text to go in there as well. So click there because I want it to go there. And I want it to say that sine of my angle. Well, my angle is called alpha, and I have a list of all the objects I've created here, including alpha. So I'll just choose it there. That way it's dynamic. I want that to be equal to the opposite side, which is this one here. And I can see that 6.28 is the object A1. So I'll choose that from the list, A1. Divided by this side here, which is object B1. So I'll choose that from the list as well. Okay, and I click OK. And you can see now that the dynamic text says that sine 24 equals the opposite 6.28 divided by 15.4. I'm just going to make that a little bigger, medium size, so that we can see it a bit more clearly. Because now, as I vary the size of the triangle, the side lengths will vary, and you can see that they're varying in the calculation too. That's why it's dynamic text. Likewise, as I vary the angle, you can see all of it changing. One remaining thing that I want it to do is I would like it to actually do the calculation for me. So I'm going to add another equals here. Again, I'm going to choose object A1, but then within that dynamic box there, I'm going to write divided by B1. And now, I can see from the preview as well, it actually does the calculation for me. So I now have this dynamic bit of text that changes and calculates for me as I change the features of my diagram. I make it bigger, the side lengths change, but their relative proportion and thus the ratio does not. As I change the angle, the side lengths change as well as the ratio. So the same process can be followed through for cosine and tangent, and there you have your trig calculator.